Alrighty, what is going on, Wealth 28 Club members? Welcome back to another DeFi Zoom call video breakdown. Now, I was going to host this Zoom call live, but it is literally like 1 o'clock in the morning. So I thought, what's the point? I might as well just make a recording for you all. So here it is. Before we jump into today's video breakdown, first, you all obviously know this is not financial advice. I'm just showing you all some very interesting things and some projects that I'm personally going to be invested in. So make sure that you do your due diligence, you research, you assess your own risk properly before diving into any projects or protocols mentioned in this particular video breakdown. The second thing, in video breakdowns that we've confirmed in the past, we know for a fact that financial institutions are 110% interested in decentralized finance.
The one thing that you sort of mentioned, which I have a slightly different take on, which is, I think you said, large institutions don't like the technology that's being built. I would disagree. I think that large institutions are very enamored by the technology, and I think that there are a lot of very strong characteristics about it. There's something about a public blockchain that is ever persistent, highly redundant, always available, where you can, at any point in time, through a DeFi pool, get a price for some asset. That's very interesting. There's something about a public blockchain that is ever persistent, highly redundant, always available, where you can, at any point in time, through a DeFi pool, get a price for some asset. That's very interesting.
What would be that number 2 use case, and what you feel like the portfolio of Pantera probably has tried to target, second to that store value macro?
Yeah, I think, well, one thing we've really focused on is DeFi. Decentralized finance makes a lot of sense to us because that's really where it doesn't require frequency, throughput to the degree that exchange, transactions do, retail transactions do. And, lending, borrowing, doing everything
or HSM to further provide custody service for their clients. But then what's next, right? I mentioned about, okay, well, we're very focused on institutional investors. What are we going to create for institutional investors? They'll need access to exchanges. They'll need to access to OTC liquidity. They need staking. They need DeFi. All these things are really necessary. So we built all these products inside Copper so that clients can access these things without having to move assets free.
And that is going to play a very important role in today's video breakdown, keeping that in mind moving forward. So I'm going to share screen with you all. This is going to be more of a lengthy video breakdown because we're going to be reading full fundamentals, picking apart, and then towards the end of this, stick around. I'm going to actually show you all how to buy the native digital asset of the project that I'm particularly going to be talking about in today's video, step by step, for you Wealth 28 Club members that may be interested in adding this to your own personal portfolio. Again, not financial advice. Assess your own risk properly. So with that being said, let's jump in. Again, I apologize. I'm up. I'm doing research. I've been doing nonstop work and research for you guys for the past like 9 hours now, and it's 1 o'clock in the morning. So I thought that I'd go ahead and share this with you all. Instead of doing the weekly Zoom call for you guys, this is going to be the weekly Zoom call recording. So let's jump in, let's share screen, and let's go over what it is that I have to share with you all today. I want to start by going over this post that I made to you guys on the X Space, where I said, BST, pay attention, revisit this post in 8 to 12 months. So remember how I just mentioned to you guys and shared some video clips pretty much confirming that financial institutions are for a fact interested in DeFi. Well, we know that financial institutions, when it comes to real estate, are some of the, if not the biggest holders of real estate in the entire world. Here is just a visualization and an example. The commercial real estate exposure of the largest US banks. You can see Citigroup, 945 billion, JP Morgan, 1.4 trillion, Capital One, 315 billion, and the list goes on. I'm not going to specifically read through each of these. You can pause it and look at this yourself. Now, the reason why I'm so heavily interested in the tokenization of real world assets, and particularly the real estate niche, is because real estate is one of the, if not the largest market in the world. You can see right here, the real estate market of worldwide assets is expected to reach a staggering value of $637.8 trillion. That is such a massive number by 2024. That's this year. Among the various segments, residential real estate dominates the market with the projected market volume of US 518 trillion in the same year. Looking ahead, this is the important highlight right here. The sector is anticipated to grow at an annual rate of 3.4% between 2024 and 2028. So we are in the prime growth expected environment, a 4-year cycle of the real estate market, resulting in a market volume of roughly around 729 trillion freaking dollars by 2028. I don't know what else to show people to get individuals interested in the investment opportunities, not only in real estate, but obviously, of course, in tokenization of real world assets, particularly in the real estate niche, DeFi investing and earning interest, yield, and passive income through, obviously, of course, digital assets, cryptocurrencies, blockchain protocols, lending, staking, and so on and so forth, being a liquidity provider, right? So with that being said, we're going to go over to this specific platform, Ocean Point. We're going to jump into this. We're going to read and pick apart the protocol. We're going to read and pick apart the native digital asset in which it operates on, and so on and so forth. So make sure that you stick around for the entirety of this video breakdown. Now, I mentioned in a previous video that this is something that I'm personally heavily interested in. I don't want to have to deal with any more physical real estate. I've been dealing with it for years now, and I'm honestly sick and tired of it, considering the opportunities to go hands off and go fully digital, knowing that the world, including major jurisdictions like the UK, the United States, and the list goes on, are going fully digital.
I think so, because the UK is a major economy. It's got a huge trading footprint, and because the passage of the ETDA was not just one thing, it was actually part of an integrated trade strategy, which has seen the UK basically revamp its trade strategy and build new partnerships, new relationships, establish new trading corridors, which give business the platform and the confidence to go experiment. The biggest issue I think we're facing is that what we're asking businesses to do is actually stop doing something which works imperfectly and try something which you don't know will work. Okay, and that leap into uncertainty is not what people in business generally get rewarded for. So that's why they seek, okay, what's the business case? How am I going to make my return if I invest this much, and get it back within this year? What am I going to do if it doesn't work? Are my trading partners doing so? So they're seeking other reasons to jump on board. And that's why they always say, oh, well, if it's for compliance, I'll do it, because then the choice is out of their hands. And so it's an easy yes. And so I think what the ETDA has done is actually add confidence that the way forward for the UK is digital. And you better get all your investment and your people in this direction, because there's no turning back.
And that is for a 110% fact. So why, as a manual retail investor, are we not going to look into going fully digital? DeFi for tokenized real estate assets. Ocean Point is an open-end DAO designed to potentially own an unlimited pool of real estate assets where anyone can participate without legal restrictions and earn by contributing to a DeFi protocol backed by the real estate economy, which I just showed you all is a multi-trillion dollar economy. Okay, I mean, it's $700 trillion plus projected by 2028. There's massive opportunities. Now, we're going to get into this, how this whole entire thing that I'm showing you all right here, at the end of the day, is aiming to be regulatory compliant. They are very transparent. They're very open on social media. There's so much that we could jump into for this particular protocol and project. Again, this is just a surface level video. I'm going to unpack some of the information that I've found, and I want you all to take it upon yourself to do your own due diligence and further research. So let's just jump into this. Again, you can click through their website, oceanpoint.fi, and read through their documents, read through their pools, their exchanges, the community, the FAQ, learn more about it, look at all of their social media platforms on X, on Telegram, on Discord yourself. We won't do that in today's video breakdown. So let's read a little bit about this. This is a fundamental piece from Medium that is relatively recent, from about a year ago. from June 4th, 2023, Ocean Point Marketplace. Accessing and purchasing tokenized real estate assets. Ocean Point is a decentralized marketplace for tokenized real estate assets, allowing users to participate in the future of real estate trading. With a user-friendly interface and a range of features, Ocean Point facilitates purchasing and staking real estate tokens. We're going to get into some of these sub-paragraphs here. It says, the Ocean Point Marketplace, where Ocean Point combines two components, the decentralized application Ocean Point and the Ocean Point Marketplace, to create a seamless user experience where staking is made possible through Ocean Point while the marketplace lists tokenized real estate assets for display. Tokenized real estate assets. The parking space in Tech Park, I'm not going to butcher this name, Slovenia, is the first property ever tokenized on Ocean Point. Registered users can utilize the DAI to purchase real estate tokens through the secondary market. Now, again, this might seem very confusing, but towards the end of this, it won't be so confusing as we progress through this video. The property has been generating rental revenue, and users can hold the tokens and earn revenues in the DAI or stake them in Ocean Point to earn BST. BST, which we're going to get into in just 1 second, is the native digital asset of Block Square. Again, we'll get into that as this video progresses. Staking benefits. Users can earn, again, remember, the whole entire premise of DeFi is for us as manual retail investors to take advantage of earning passive income, something that through the central intermediaries and the central way of finance that existed prior to DeFi was never available to us on a micro level as manual retail investors with small amounts of money. It was always only accessible to large organizations like the ones that I just displayed to you all at the beginning of this video breakdown. However, now that is completely changing hands via decentralized finance, where us as manual retail investors for the first time in history, I'm going to show you that in today's video breakdown, that this is all relatively new, are able to invest and make passive income through decentralized finance, and now especially through tokenization of real-world assets and investing in digital real estate. So users can earn staking rewards in BST by staking their tokens with an annual percentage yield and APY of around 30 to 35%. Now, that might not seem like a significant amount, and those amounts may change or have already changed over time, but 30 to 35% is significantly much more than a bank or traditional financial investment will ever give you. For the parking space currently, staking also reduces circulating supply through buybacks and burning BST tokens, ensuring a robust ecosystem. Process for purchasing tokens. To purchase tokens for the parking space, again, users need to register an account in Ocean Point's marketplace, completing the KYC process and connect their wallet. Now, the reason why I highlighted this in red, I want to share another document with you guys real fast. Let me just pull it up for you all, because it mentions a KYC and AML process. Now, I find that very interesting because over here, so we have this fundamental piece right here that was shared in the CYPRX channel, and how Ocean Point mentions that in order to get on this platform, there is a KYC process to some degree. Now, I find that very interesting because in this post right here, the tokenizers, who's who in 2024, your guide to the asset tokenization industry. Something that I found very interesting in this specific piece, you can see right here an interview with the co-founder and managing partner of Spice VC and co-founder and board member of Securitize, whom we know is a massive participant in this space, goes on to say something very interesting about the future of the DeFi ecosystem. Let me show you guys right down here. Give me 1 second. Let's find it. All right, so it says right here, let me zoom in. One obstacle in terms of regulation concerns in DeFi, which is one of the next areas to be regulated, where DeFi is very important for digital assets, not just for crypto. However, the current DeFi protocols will not work in the real financial world because there is no KYC and AML, and there is no identity attached to the transactions. That's unacceptable. DeFi players who manage to adjust their protocols to maintain identity and the source of transactions throughout the transactions will survive. So you can see that, again, Ocean Point, to some degree, mentioning KYC and the process that users need to go through in order to participate on this platform is significant in the future moving forward for a regulated DeFi industry, okay? Platforms that don't, make their users go through KYC and AML are probably going to have a much harder time surviving in the future. So I thought that I'd point that out. That was a very interesting feature. Again, you can see right here, KYC processes, and it mentions that in the documents as well. So let's get into the docs. Again, you can just click on their website, read through the docs. We're going to read through some of them because it gets very interesting. So let's just dive into the pool mechanics. Ocean Point enables anyone to start earning BST, which again, we'll get into that, the native digital asset of BlockSquare, with tokenized real estate assets through the process of staking BSPT tokens. Staking BSPT tokens is available only for real estate properties tokenized through BlockSquare's tokenization protocol. So obviously, of course, you do have to own real estate to participate in this, but you do not have to own real estate to buy the native digital asset of BlockSquare, which is BST. So we'll get into that again in just 1 second because of the post that I mentioned to you all where I said BST, pay attention, revisit in 8 to 12 months, considering how exponential the real estate digitalization market is expected to grow over the next couple of years. All right. So to continue this, it says staking BSPT tokens is available only, I read that, once the tokenization is achieved, eligible BSPT BlockSquare property tokens, that's the acronym for that, can be staked on the Ocean Point by their holder. When depositing BSPT for staking, the smart contract awards the user SBSPT tokens based on the asset's valuation and current projected APY, which define the user's share in the respective asset pool. And in return, the protocol locks the BSP token into the asset pool for a defined period of time. Now, this is more oriented towards individuals that actually are involved in the physical real estate market that are looking to get into the digital realm of investing and take their investments in real estate digital, right? So keep that in mind. But again, I'm going to show you all how you can invest in BST. So here is an introduction to Ocean Point, which is a protocol connecting decentralized finance, i.e. DeFi, to real estate assets through tokenization. Developed and powered by BlockSquare, I highlighted that in purple, we'll come back to that. Ocean Point is a set of smart contracts on Ethereum, so it is built on Ethereum, that form an open-end DAO, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, designed to potentially own an unlimited pool of real estate assets where anyone, I repeat, where anyone can participate without legal restrictions to earn by contributing to a decentralized protocol backed by the real estate economy, which I already showed you all is going to be a multi-trillion-dollar industry moving forward between now and 2028. Do not sleep on this opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. I highlighted that in green because, again, I reiterated back to the beginning of this video breakdown, this was all only readily available via these centralized organizations and concentrated amongst the major players. Whereas now anybody, any retail investor with access to real estate can go and digitalize their properties and start to earn passive income through this platform. Okay. So let's go on and read through some of the Ocean Point features. And again, this is more, the first half of this video breakdown is going to be oriented towards people that already own real estate that are looking to get into the digitalization of their real estate properties. And then the second half, we're going to cover BlockSquare, as I mentioned, full circle back to that purple highlight right here, and talk about the native digital asset of BlockSquare, how I think it's going to perform in the future, how it's performing now, and how you can get access to it and why I'm adding it to my portfolio. All right. So make sure that, again, you stick around. Non-custodial assets are deposited to and deployed automatically via smart contracts where users always maintain 100% ownership of their funds and can retrieve them at any time. This space is very liquid, just like in liquidity pools or liquid staking. You have access to your funds immediately. That means you could deposit into any potential positions and liquidate your portfolio or your positions on the drop of a dime. It's permissionless. That means no sign up, whitelisting, account verification, or otherwise required to participate in the Ocean Point ecosystem. It's censorship resistant. Users can always interact with the smart contracts directly, which fundamentally cannot be taken down or tampered with. It's fraud resistant. The qualities listed above position Ocean Point's ecosystem to minimize the risk, which I like, of fraudulent activity typically associated with bordered, custodial, trusted, permission, closed source, and centered platforms. Dang, that was a mouthful right there. Simple and easy to use, which is obviously, of course, a good thing because crypto natively and inherently within itself is very confusing. Ocean Point's user interface was designed to be as seamless as possible. One-click deposit and withdrawals plus mechanisms for portfolio tracking and miscellaneous Ocean Point metrics, which is also a good thing for portfolio tracking and position management. It's built on Ethereum Layer 2 Positive. Ocean Point is developed on the base Layer 1 Ethereum blockchain, where it can interact with the existing DeFi protocols for yield farming. That is a good keyword right there. Layer 2 solutions are under active consideration as potential ways to improve efficiency of the platform. So I thought that I would read that to you all. Now let's get into this real fast. BST token, since we're on this website, it says right here, the Block Square token, which again we'll get into just 1 second, is the core economic engine that facilitates the building and expansion of Ocean Point's capabilities and its community. So it is the native digital asset of Ocean Point, the capabilities, and its community. BST incentivizes participation, facilitates governance, and catalyzes user contribution, where users can earn BST through pool participation and later participating in Ocean Point's continuous improvement. So like I mentioned, to get involved in Ocean Point, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, you do have to own real estate. But for those of you individuals that do not have real estate that still want to participate in this landscape and the possible price appreciation of the BST token, considering that it is connected and integrated in Ocean Point's capabilities, which we know, obviously, of course, offers the ability for individuals to tokenize their real estate, you can do that, right? So getting involved in BST is an option if you do not have real estate to tokenize, which again, not a lot of people do, considering the fact that it's kind of a niche market that is, kind of hard to get into if you don't know what you're doing. So let's just go through on the Ocean Point website and take a look at some of the opportunities. You can see it mentions staking is live. They have governance pools, asset pools, liquidity pools that you can get involved in. And they have up and coming, it says right here, stablecoin pools, right? Governance pools, it says designed to enhance community engagement and reward participation through a structured staking mechanism, where these pools enable members to actively steer the ecosystem while earning BST, which again is a native digital asset of Ocean Point and Block Square. Asset pools, earning BST with tokenized real estate assets through the process of staking BSPT property tokens. Staking is available only for real estate tokenized with Block Square's tokenization protocol. So that's what I was talking about, where this is only for real estate investors. Liquidity pools provide liquidity to Ocean Point on supported AMM protocols like Uniswap and passively increase your holdings of BST through staking of liquidity provided tokens. That is the bread and butter right there for individuals that do not have real estate, but are still looking to participate in this platform to earn BST, which is what the vast amount of individuals most likely watching this video, if you don't have real estate, will be interested in. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to click on learn more for that on your own personal research time. Then it also says stablecoin liquidity pools supported on automated market maker protocols will be launched together with an incentive program to provide liquidity for point tokens. Ocean Point's native value aggregator token. You can go in and you can read the docs on that. Here is a little bit more information on staking real estate, where it talks about earning crypto, where Ocean Point enables anyone to start earning BST with tokenized real estate assets through the process of staking BSP tokens. This is the process. This is the platform right here that is available only for real estate properties tokenized through Block Square's tokenization protocol. Okay, so this is the part that I mentioned that is only readily available for individuals with pre-existing real estate properties. And you can see right here, here is a current list of property locations that are available for these features: the UAE, the UK, the USA, which I find very significant considering the legal and regulatory environment in the USA that this is available. Belgium, Austria, Germany, France, Slovenia, Croatia, Australia, Canada, never heard of this place, Mauritius, Turkey, Lebanon, and Kenya. So it is a global platform, which I like to see. There's a total value locked in real estate assets under tokenization of 91 million. So you can see that this is a serious platform. 7.25% average APY. That is absolutely significant in the real estate niche, right? Again, this is for real estate investors. This is not for liquidity providers looking to earn BST. Number of countries that this is available in is 21, and there's 104 total real estate properties currently tokenized on this platform according to this updated information. So I thought that I'd read through that with you all. Now, this is more so oriented toward the individuals that do want to get involved in earning BST, staking liquidity, and earning BST. You can see, as with the governance pool where staking BST is possible, liquidity pools, which most of you all are familiar with, are designed to connect Ocean Point with liquidity deployed AMM protocols like Uniswap. Providing liquidity to the protocol adds value to Ocean Point. By staking liquidity provider tokens, users earn BST rewards designed to stimulate long-term liquidity and compensate for associated risks. Now, let's get into the platform in which this operates on. So let's just go back to this where it says developed and powered by Blocksquare. So what is Blocksquare? How I mentioned to you guys previously that this is all relatively new. This fundamental piece right here from Impost is from June 28th, 2024. So just a couple of weeks ago. And it says Blocksquare launches real estate real-world asset launchpad with community-driven marketplace pools. Let's just go in and read a little bit about this. Real-world asset tokenization protocol Blocksquare announced the launch of its Ocean Point V0.5 launchpad. This release introduces marketplace pools designed to support community-driven decentralized real estate investment and tokenization. This launch underscores Blocksquare's commitment to advancing real-world asset tokenization through community governance and funding, said Denis Petrovic, the co-founder and CEO of Blocksquare. The new tool simplifies the process for individuals to secure funding and tokenize real estate investments, benefiting marketplace operators and users. Keep in mind, I just showed you all, give or take the idea that this is relatively new, from this year, 2024, that they launched this, and I showed you all the projected value of the real estate market worldwide between now and 2028. So that is, again, why I am betting against the fact that BST, in my personal opinion, not financial advice, in the next 8 to 12 months will be to some degree a top, performer in the DeFi and real-world asset tokenization niche, okay? Moving on, let's just cover what is Blocksquare. So Blocksquare offers software as a service that's important, solutions tailored for blockchain-based real estate tokenization. It's a suite of tools and APIs facilitating the digital representation of real estate property values, the creation of investment platforms, and the connection of individuals to online tokenized real estate deals. Recently, this is a major milestone, Blocksquare unveiled achieving a milestone by successfully tokenizing properties valued at $100 million. This landmark in real estate assets on Blocksquare highlights a wide variety of real estate assets encompassing 118 properties such as hotels, restaurants, parking lots, healthcare facilities, and apartments located throughout over 21 countries. So if you own any of these, for me personally, I'm definitely looking into parking lots. And so hotels, restaurants, houses, healthcare facilities, apartment complexes. This is absolutely massive and an opportunity that manual retail investors have never had the opportunity before. This was obviously, of course, invented. Okay. So let's just go into the Blocksquare website and read a little bit about this. Take a look at the native digital asset BST. And then I want to cover something very interesting surrounding regulations and a fundamental report concerning regulations and upcoming regulations like MiCA, whatever you want to pronounce it, and so on and so forth, and then teach you guys how you can get access to this asset in a simple step-by-step process. If, again, you choose to do so, taking into consideration your own risk, not financial advice. Tokenization infrastructure for real estate. This is the Blocksquare homepage right here. And you can see massive organizations like Deloitte mentioned on their homepage, which I like to see, a major consulting firm. Tokenization infrastructure for real estate. Businesses of all types, from startups to large enterprise, can use Blocksquare solutions and APIs to digitalize value of real estate properties, launch their investment platforms, and connect people to tokenized real estate deals online. Digitize the value and revenues of any real estate property. With our real estate tokenization protocol, entrepreneurs, that's you and I, can start to digitalize real estate assets at a fraction of the cost, which I mentioned, has never been available previous to this invention. Built on Ethereum and IPFS, any single real estate property can be converted into 100,000 tokens, either partially or in full, providing investors a transparent and standardized digitalization process. What's more is it's applicable to any common legal ownership form, which is also very interesting. It is designed to power hundreds of investment portals across the entire globe. You can start safely connecting investors to your listed real estate deals with powerful administrative tools to easily onboard and KYC. Again, KYC investors. Keep in mind the fundamental piece that I read to you guys just a second ago. This is going to play an important role moving forward via the regulatory environment and real-world asset tokenization in the DeFi industry. Offers users the ability to fully customize their portfolios and trade your listed real estate deals, which is absolutely phenomenal. All right, scrolling down here, just reading a little bit more, it says add a new slice to the traditional capital stack. Tokenization offers the ability to match available market demand by reaching investors of any size, a solution that can increase liquidity for a wider selection of players in a commercial real estate environment investment space like asset managers, investment funds. Hold on, this is important. Let me recap that. The reason why I highlighted this, because remember what I said to you guys, always full circling and confirming what it is that I'm attempting to teach you guys. Who is the largest holder of real estate, commercial real estate, or just real estate in general in the world? It's banks, it's financial institutions, it's these large organizations. And here you can see that this protocol, this whole entire platform was literally designed. It says right here, tokenization offers the ability, a solution that can increase liquidity for a wider selection of players in commercial real estate investment spaces like asset managers, investment funds, private investors, real estate developers, banking institutions, financing consultants, online investment platforms, public-private partnerships, family offices, and much more. That's retail traders like you and I. We are on a level playing field with these financial institutions that own billions and trillions of dollars of real estate that are, for a fact, as I mentioned to you guys at the beginning of this call, interested in DeFi and interested in tokenizing their real estate. For a like 100% fact, if you can't see that, then I don't know what else to show you, okay? So take that into consideration, that this whole entire platform was built particularly for that. Here you can see it talks about how this is for ambitious companies around the world, how BlockSquare makes investing in real estate assets simple, borderless, and programmable as the rest of the internet. Real estate is the biggest asset class. I repeat, real estate is the biggest asset class in the world, and yet extremely hard to access on a global level, which I mentioned. However, now it is extremely simplified. So let's talk about the native digital asset BST token. You can see right here, it is currently operating at around 31 cents, which is, in my personal opinion, an absolute steal considering the growth of the real estate market that we are set to experience and considering the digital environment that we are headed in, where these large financial institutions with billions and trillions of dollars are set to tokenize their real estate portfolios in the near future. So one of the reasons why I'm interested in buying at this current price level is because as of the recorded all-time high on March 28th, 2024, which was 3 months ago, give or take, remember, keeping in mind that this is relatively new, we hit an all-time high of almost $1 at 95 cents. Price as of right now is over 67% discounted from its all-time high, operating at about 31 cents. Its all-time low was roughly at 0.04 cents. So take that into consideration, the exponential growth that we could experience in the next 8 to 12 months, give or take, considering the downside to your investment as well. For me personally, the risk to reward is there. I mentioned to you guys the amount of money that I'm going to be putting into this platform, and I will continue to dollar cost average into this, obviously, of course, crypto asset, as long as price is below 50 cents, right? Moving on. So let's just read a little bit more on BlockSquare. Hundreds of real estate markets suffer from liquidity. Now, again, remember BST, this native digital asset of BlockSquare, is the native digital asset that if you chose to do so, you wanted to go and provide liquidity for this on their platform, you could go and do so as a liquidity provider. You can go launch the app and look at the different types of pools that they have readily available to retail investors. Again, that's something that you have to go and do on your own terms. I'm just doing a general overview of this platform for you all to hopefully spark and pique your interest in looking into digital real estate and expanding your horizons, right? So Moving on. I'll save this right here. One little tiny highlight is it does go on to mention becoming fully digital. Now, we've heard individual representatives mention this before. I mentioned this at the beginning of this video breakdown. Everything is going digital in the near future. For individuals that cannot comprehend that, they will get left behind. You cannot make this up. It is happening whether you like it or not, whether you participate in it or not. The individuals that do not participate, in my personal opinion, to some degree, will get left behind. Now, something else I wanted to show you all. This was very interesting. Excuse me, an updated fundamental from January 4th, 2024, addressing community FAQs with Peter Merck, Chief Compliance Officer at BlockSquare. So this organization is very transparent. You can go and you can find out who the CEO is, who the developers are, who individual representatives of the team are, which I really like. You can go and read their LinkedIn profiles. You can see their background, their history, their experience. Again, all things that are not going to be included in this video breakdown because it would be too long, but just little tiny gems that I thought I'd throw in there. This company and this organization is very transparent. Okay. So we're going to read through this because this has to do with regulation, which is something that I personally like when I'm investing in a digital asset. Is, are they regulatory compliant? Are they seeking to be in compliance with the up and coming regulations? So it says right here, what are the plans for BlockSquare with MiCA regulations coming in next year? I won't read the entire thing, but it goes on to mention, in this respect, we plan to support our certified partners in ensuring full legal compliance with the applicable MiCA provisions by preparing guidelines and template documents and offering support in the correspondence with competent authorities. So I like that because they are looking and seeking to be regulatory compliant, which again is something that we want to see as long-term investors. There are some other MiCA provisions that will most likely probably be applicable directly to BlockSquare service of placing of crypto assets. These provisions will be enforced sometime in 2025 and beyond. We will be in full legal compliance with these provisions before that, which I liked that highlight right there. Then it goes on to say right here, understanding the classifications of tokens and NFTs as securities. Are BSP tokens considered securities, and could this pose challenges for BlockSquare and token holders in the future moving forward? So let's just dive into this piece because this again plays a significant role as token holders of BST. BlockSquare is a tech infrastructure provider for the tokenization of properties. The tokenization platform is offered to certified partners. These uses BlockSquare's infrastructure for the tokenization of their real estate assets. A licensing agreement is signed between BlockSquare and each certified partner for the use of the platform. There is no applicable regulation for BlockSquare in such a structure since BlockSquare qualifies as a software provider. On the other hand, certified partners act as a token issuer and regulation applies to them. How the BSP token qualifies in a specific jurisdiction depends on the existing local regulation. We believe that under the future EU regulation MiCA, BSBT token will qualify as asset reference tokens. Issuing such tokens will fall under MiCA and not the MiFID2 EU regulations for securities, which is important. And last but not least, it says, we advise every certified partner to approach the competent authority before issuing a token. BlockSquare did the same. We started a pilot project a few years ago. We completed the transactions once we got confirmation from the securities agency. Again, they got confirmation from the securities agency that BSPT tokens would not qualify as securities, but as utility tokens. So this for me was an absolute amazing find and gave me more confidence to hold this digital asset long term for the potential price appreciation, considering everything that I've showed you in this video breakdown so far. Last but not least, they do have some ongoing and most recent announcements, which I also liked on their social media platforms, showing community engagement and that they are actively developing, considering that we are witnessing a recent market downturn. As of time of recording, the total cryptocurrency market cap from the beginning of June till now lost over $500 billion. And we can see this from Blocksquare, posting it July 5th, 2024. In the past 12 months, we have more than doubled our total value of tokenized real-world assets. To date, we've tokenized $122.8 million of real estate properties, and with many more properties in the pipeline, the rate of adoption is only accelerating. 2024 is looking to be a rocket of a year for us. So I like that one. Again, seeing developments, companies and organizations remaining competitive given the most recent market downturn is something that we want to see as investors when we're seeking to invest in the long term, in the longevity of a project or an organization or a crypto asset. Again, this is not financial advice, just showing you guys ongoing developments. This is another one from July 1st, 2024, so also recently updated. They said, "How was your week? Ours wasn't too bad. We only had our biggest week to date for new property tokenization, adding a cool $16 million. 21 countries, 11 different marketplaces, 132 plus 5 new properties. Welcome to the future of real estate. Hashtag BST," right? So last but not least, there's also this up and coming event, just to show you guys again that they're active on their LinkedIn profile. This was posted roughly about 3 hours ago. There's an up and coming X space with Timons, who is tokenizing diamonds on July 9th, 2024. So it is very interesting to see behind the scenes. There are still ongoing developments, partnerships, and so on and so forth. And they're active on their social media platforms, which is another thing that I like to see when I'm investing in a project. So to full circle all of this, again, this is not financial advice for those individuals that do actively own real estate, whether it's through property, whether it's through apartment complexes, parking lots, restaurants, so on and so forth. You can use the Ocean Point platform to get into earning passive income through real estate tokenization. And if not, there are many other different ways, if you don't own real estate, to participate in this platform and on this particular digital asset, the BST token, right? Through Blocksquare and so on and so forth, or just by holding the digital asset itself, right? So how can you get this native digital asset? So here I have for you guys a step-by-step process. Again, this is not financial advice. This is what I personally did to get the native digital asset BST. So first, you want to have access to a centralized exchange. So you want to ensure that you have access to an exchange like Coinbase, pretty much any exchange that offers Ethereum. You second want to purchase Ethereum. So you'd log into your Coinbase account, you would purchase Ethereum on Coinbase because BST operates on Ethereum. Then you would prepare to swap ETH for BST. You would need to ensure that you have a wallet compatible with the Ethereum network that allows for swapping ETH for BST. So for me personally, I downloaded the hot wallet on Coinbase, such as obviously, of course, the Coinbase wallet. Then you would transfer ETH to your wallet from your centralized exchange, right? So transfer the purchase ETH from Coinbase to your Coinbase wallet. Then you would swap ETH for BST. Now, always make sure that you have a little bit of Ethereum left for gas fees, so that way you can pay for the swap fee that it is going to charge you to actually swap ETH for BST. You're going to want to open your Coinbase wallet, use the swap feature to exchange ETH for BST. Very simplistic. Then you want to confirm the transaction, review the transaction details. I forgot to mention in there, do a test transaction first. So if you want to do, I don't know, $1,000, make sure you do $5 or $10 first. Obviously, of course, not financial advice, but always, always, always do a test transaction first. I myself did a test transaction first before I deposited the amount of money into the native digital asset BST that I mentioned to you guys I did in the private Discord. All right, I did a test transaction of like $10 first. Review the transaction details and confirm the swap. Wait for the transaction to be processed and confirmed on the Ethereum network. For me, it took like 35 seconds. For you, it might take longer. Again, it depends on the congestion of the network at the time if you decide to do, or obviously, of course, process the swap. Then verify the BST in your wallet. Check your Coinbase wallet to ensure that the BST token has arrived and has been received. It is that simple. So again, not financial advice. I'm just walking you through the process that I personally went through to get the native digital asset BST, which is the native digital asset Blocksquare, which powers the Ocean Point platform. Okay. So with all of this in a nutshell, again, just surface level information here. You guys can tell I'm starting to fumble on my words. I'm getting so tired. It's insane. But many blessings to you guys. Seriously, I cannot stress enough that now is the time to capitalize on this information. Regardless if you choose this route or you choose another route, understand that DeFi is the future. Passive income and having access to these protocols and earning passive income through tokenization of real world assets or being a liquidity provider or liquid staking or lending or borrowing has been, again, cut off to manual retail investors for years. And now for the first time ever in history, it is readily available to each and every single one of us. Educate yourself in the now to take advantage. Even if you're not going to deploy capital, it still behooves you to understand the potential opportunities. Maybe it's regulations that are sitting you on the sidelines where you're like, you know what? I don't want to get involved right now. It's too sticky. It's too troublesome. I don't want to lose any capital. That's fine. Absolutely. I get it. Some people, this is extremely risky for those of you individuals that don't have a lot of capital to lose or risk. And I get that. But that does not solidify why you shouldn't be educating yourself at a minimum, reading documents and understanding the potential possibilities. So that way, when regulations are more firmly solidified, or you do have capital to deploy, you can start to engage and you're not sidelined and uneducated, right? Educate yourself now. It's just like doctors, right? You're not just going to go out and perform brain surgery right away. No, you're going to educate yourself. You're going to go through school. You're going to go through college. You're going to take tests, and then you're going to perform on dummies. And then you get the scalpel and you get to perform the surgery. But in order to get to that point, you have to educate yourself first. So make sure that you're going through that process. I cannot stress enough. Make sure that if you do get involved in a position on BST, you are assessing your own personal risk properly. I have assessed mine, and I am well aware that the money that I have invested into this project could completely go to zero in the near future when regulations come into play, and I'm well aware of that, and I completely accept that risk. You need to make sure that you assess your own risk properly if you're looking to get involved in this particular protocol or project. Okay. So moving forward, many blessings, you guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video breakdown. Again, I was going to host a live Zoom call for this, but because it is so late, I decided not to. So with that being said, this is the weekly DeFi Zoom call for you guys in a nutshell. Hopefully you all enjoyed this video breakdown. Again, if you did, obviously, of course, give me a shout out in the chat. Ask any questions that you might have. Let's openly talk about this. If you guys do have any questions on how to get access to this or you have any trouble, just ask in the DeFi Discord. We do appreciate the love and the support. Many blessings to you guys, and I will see you all in the next video breakdown.